Hello everyone, it's your lovely Abbie Dagrin and welcome back to my channel, lovelies. Today I'll be continuing a series on my channel that deals with natal charts, and today I'll be doing one on Gigi Hadid. I'll be speaking on her personality traits, her characteristic traits. I will also be speaking on how a lot of her placements have led to a lot of the success she's garnered. So please make sure you stay for the rest of my video, lovelies. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel or become a part of the Abbie Dagrin family, then this is your calling to do so. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when I upload videos on the daily. Also, please make sure you hit that like button so you will be able to show your support about how much you like the video. And last but not least, please make sure you share this video with everyone you know, whether it's your friends, your family members, your enemies, or anyone who would really love this video. Gigi Hadid was born on April 23rd, 1995, so this qualifies her to be a Taurus. And with this placement, she tends to be very fixed because it is a fixed sign, and she tends to be a down-to-earth person because it is an earth sign as well. So she's the type of person who tends to be deeply rooted in her thoughts, words, and her action. She's someone who is always thinking about things and she stands on what she says. She usually doesn't change her mind easily because she knows that she's very correct. She's very much stable in how she thinks. She's very much practical as well. She knows what she wants. She's very productive in anything that she does in regards to her job, in regards to her life. Productivity is something that's very important to her, and she's very great at that. So this really explains her. Next up is her moon in Aquarius, and with this placement it can be a little difficult because the moon does have a lot to do with your emotions. However, people with this placement tend to not show their emotions, and sometimes people can say that they're really not emotional people, but they are very smart people. They're very artistic, and they're the types of people who just know what they need in life and know what they want. They're very smart, very intelligent people. They're very friendly people as well. They're very nice. They're also very approachable. You can come and talk to them anytime you would like. They're very open-minded. This does come from them being an air sign. They tend to be open-minded people. They love to socialize with others, and they can be very detached. They need the freedom. They need humanitarian in their life. They're imaginative, creative, and very observant as well. Next up is her Mercury in Taurus, and this is another good placement because she's able to tell people how she feels about a certain topic. She's able to articulate what she wants, and she's great at taking her time and making decisions. That's something that really is common with this placement. They know how to make decisions because they're going to take their time to make sure they establish the best one. They take into account every account and every fact that needs to be looked into in order for them to go on with the topic. They are also an earth sign, so this makes a lot of sense as to why they take into account everything. They look at every detail, every consequence, and they speak in that very way. They speak in a very patient manner. They're very understanding. They do give practical and down-to-earth advice. They have a reflective mind. They're very dependable, and they do have a calming influence. Up next is her Venus in Aries, and with this placement, when it comes to relationships, she likes a lot of fun in them. She wants to be someone who she can have fun with, who she really loves, who she really appreciates, and someone who is very physically attractive. She needs that in her life. She needs someone who's very bold, very independent, very athletic, very entrepreneurial. She is not daring, but she's not shy. She's someone who likes to brag about her accomplishments. She does have like a very innocent charm. She's very childlike and sometimes childish. She loves the chase and the initial conquest. She is the type of person who's very intense. She is very impulsive in relationships, and sometimes she can have tension, but it does bring excitement because it's a fire sign. Next up is her Mars in Leo, and with this placement, it's very great because she's able to show who she is in regards to the type of person she is. She's able to just go after what she wants in a way that's very daring. She's very ambitious, and that comes with Leo energy. Ambition is something that they really love and they really love to be. She's someone who's very fiery in her nature. She's very tenacious, and she just wants to make sure that anything she does in life, she gets it done. She's very diligent, and she's always going to make sure she looks at the long run instead of just now. She's very confident in everything that she does, and she just knows that she's able to do anything she wants to do in this life, regardless of any obstacles that come. She's going to keep going and keep marching and just have fun in life and just make sure that it's fun for her. Up next would be her Jupiter in Sagittarius. This is actually a good placement because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck. So she's very much enthusiastic in everything that she does. She's always happy, and she always tries her best to just show happiness in any way that she can. She has a lot of optimism. She's very optimistic. She tries her best to be positive on her outlook in life because that is something that comes with Sagittarius placement. It's something that keeps them sane, them being optimistic and just having a positive outlook in life, because not only does it help them attract good fortune, but it also helps them accomplish a lot of their goals, because that optimism, if it's not there, it can be very sad for them. So that's something that is very great about any Sagittarius placement, especially in Jupiter, because that's what brings a lot of good fortune for them. Next up is her Saturn in Pisces. And with this placement, she will have obstacles and things that have to do with Pisces energy. She's someone who may have to make a lot of personal sacrifices, and that's one of the obstacles that comes with this placement. If you look at Gigi Hadid's life, you will see that a lot of obstacles in regards to self-sacrificing is important, because if you looked at her life, you would see that she sacrificed playing a sport. I think it was volleyball in order for a modeling career. Some people, if you depend on asking who they are, would say she sacrificed her relationship, something that she really liked. So that's something that's common, but she is very intuitive and creative. So that's something that's going to be very common in regards to her life with obstacles. Next up is her Uranus in Aquarius. This is an actual great placement because Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and they're the types of people who really want to make sure that social causes are up in the forefront. That's something that she's very common about. She does talk a lot about issues in regards to her heritage and the people that resemble her. She talks about their struggle and their plight. She always talks about things such as poverty and injustice. That's something that she always talks about on her Instagram. She always talks about different plights, and that's something that is common with her generation. They do tend to do a lot of things or talk about a lot of things in society that maybe others would not talk about in previous generations or people without this placement. But it's very great because she's able to live up to this placement and everyone else who does. Next up is her Neptune in Capricorn, and with this placement, she is a part of a generation that tends to focus on ways to increase their power, wealth, and influence. That's something that really attracts them, and that's something that really draws them in their lifetime. And a part of that generation that has this placement, they do idealize work, so working is something that they love to do, practicality and the ability to attain reasonable goals, but because they will always stress the need of being selfless and giving, they may find it difficult to attain their goals unless they have to lower their expectations on all fronts. And being kind and selfless is very important, but also accomplishing your dreams are important as well. So with this placement, they do need to realize that it's okay for them to have high expectations and do things for themselves, because they are not considered selfish if they do. Next up is her Pluto in Scorpio. This is actually a great placement as well, because having a Pluto in Scorpio is the ruling planet, so it's great. And also, she was born between 1984 and 1995, so she almost wasn't a millennial, she was almost Gen X or Gen Z. So by having a Pluto in Scorpio, she is someone who has an obsession with intensity, facing what's scary, facing things that previous generations would not do. They do tend to have a lot of collective movements and things that deal with having a collective issue conscience, looking at issues that a lot of people and probably previous generations would not want to talk about. She likes to always go deeper into any situation to discover what's going on behind the scenes, and that's something that's really beneficial for her and anyone a part of the millennial generation. Up next is her North Node in Scorpio, and in order for her to develop the attributes and trait necessary for her to really uncover her hidden gifts and talents, she will need to do this. She'll need to have a lot of self-discipline, choosing constructive change, releasing whatever causes stagnation and low energy, eliminating non-useful possessions, enjoying things without having to own them, accepting support from others, whether it's ideas, money, opportunities, enjoying high-risk situations that makes one feel alive, awareness of another's psychology, openness to partnering, supporting, and merging powers with others, finding power in her emotions, learning the way of the ego, and connecting to her inner depth, and pursuing life with the intensity that is within herself. Next up is her Chiron in Virgo, and with the Chiron, it represents your womb, something that will travel with you throughout your life, and it will come to a point in your life where you will try to heal it. So with the Chiron in Virgo, she may have the wound of control. Surrendering control is something that's very hard for her, because maybe earlier in her life, she may have had a lot of chaos, a lot of things happened to her, a lot of things that weren't the nicest to her happened. So now that she's older, she just wants to make sure she's in control of everything in her life. She's in control of all the positives and all the negatives. So judgment can come into it and critique. She may critique herself and judge herself a lot because of this, and this can lead to a lot of health issues and chronic illnesses. So her being able to heal this wound is very beneficial and will benefit her in the long run. Next up is her Ascendant/Rising in Taurus, and with this placement, she has a little bit of practicality in her. In regards to how she appears, she's very nurturing, she's very steady, she may be stubborn sometimes, but she's very dependable. She's very musical, very artistic. She can be indulgent, and sometimes it does come with a little laziness. However, she does have a pleasant voice. She's very charismatic. She's someone who is very strong and appears strong, and she's physically sturdy. And with her, that can be true because she did used to play volleyball. She was always very athletic. So that does come with this placement, looking very fit. She may be self-indulgent or flexible and single-minded, but she is also careful and cautious and loyal. Last but not least is her midheaven in Capricorn, and this is actually a great placement to have because Capricorn is ruled by the midheaven. So in regards to her work ethic, this makes sense because she's going to work hard having this placement, and she's going to be someone who just wants to just fight for things that are just great for her and great for society. She's someone who wants to put blame on injustice, on the system, and she's someone who's gonna fight for a system changing, and she's gonna try her best to get at the top of that system so she can be able to fix it in any way possible, regardless of what career she's in. She will always try her best to improve any career choice she's in, or she'll try her best to improve anything that she can control. She's very wise and she's very hardworking, and that has led to a lot of her success. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Thank you guys so much for supporting. Please let me know down below how you guys felt about Gigi Hadid's natal chart analysis. Did you learn more about her? Did you get a better understanding as to who she is as a person, her work ethic? And please let me know down below who else you guys would want me to do a natal chart analysis on. Also, please make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, that notification bell, and that share button. And if you have not yet followed me on all of my social media accounts, please make sure you're doing so, from my Pinterest down to my TikTok. And please make sure you're supporting my podcast, because I do have a podcast. Also, please make sure you're supporting my Etsy store and as well as my PayPal. Everything is linked in the description box. I love you all dearly. Please stay safe and healthy, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, lovelies.